So, have you ever dealt with failure? And do you believe that failure is inevitable? We cannot have a failure proof life. This particular video, I'm going to be talking about two effects that failure brings in. One is the winner effect, and the other is the loser effect. And then I'm going to talk about 4 ways to manage your failure. And then I'm going to talk about 3 traits that one needs to develop to deal with failure more effectively. So, let's dive in. Hi, I'm Vidya, a counseling psychologist, a dancer, and an assistant professor of psychology. I'm here to help young adults discover themselves and be more mindful about their mental health. So, the two effects of failure are the winner effect and the loser effect. Let's look at the loser effect first. So, whenever we lose, whenever we are dealing with failure or come across failure, we tend to accept it so much so, we develop a mindset so much so that next time this particular mindset blocks us and doesn't allow us to go beyond the failure. Right? We start accepting it as our inability. That is the loser effect. So in the winner effect, it's more biological in nature, and we talk about testosterone and dopamine getting released. And when these two get released, there is a lot of change chemically that is happening in your brain. And if time and there's a lot of repetition in this process of failure, it keeps happening, and over a period of time you keep getting successful at overcoming failure. This success will make you more smarter, more trained, and more confident. That is what winner effect talks about. So if failure has a lot of impact in our life, we need to look at effective ways to manage them. So there are 4 ways that I'm going to talk about. The first one is recognizing and accepting your emotions. So the moment you are dealing with failure, there are a lot of emotions. Let's say anger, you are frustrated, you might be dealing with irritability, and it is difficult to deal with these emotions. If you shun it away, if you do not, you go into a denial mode that I'm not having any experience or negative experience or negative emotions just because I dealt with, then you are losing on an opportunity to deal with those emotions, and they will keep coming back when you're sitting to work on that particular project which you have failed at, and it will not allow you to move on. So it's important to recognize them and accept them. The second one is don't make it personal. If you are failing at something, look at the way you talk to yourself. If you're saying that I am a failure, I always fail, if you make it very personal, if you say that it's because of me, right, and if make sure that you look at your self-talk when you're in failure, how you talk to yourself, are you personalizing the failure too much, or are you looking at it as a one-off situation? Don't generalize it, right? Keep it at a distance. You are you, that event is not you. So make sure that you don't make it personal, and be aware that if at all you're making it personal, depersonalize it. The third is don't worry about what others are saying. Most of the time it happens and we are drawn to a point when we want to think about what others are thinking. That's how we are tuned, and we are social, and we really are worried about how others view us, which is important. But during a failure, getting aware about this and not getting preoccupied with this thought of what others are saying, because over a period of time, nor do you think about this failure, nor will others. And everybody is into their own lives. How much ever we feel that we are the spotlight, we are not. And it's important to ask yourself, is it 100% true that others will think of me like that? Does this particular failure define my entire life? And the fourth one is to take right amount of responsibility. Most of the time people around us run away from responsibility. They do not own up, and they keep hiding behind different excuses to not own up the failure or not own up any responsibility of anything that has gone wrong. This is the worst you could do to yourself and future you, because unless and until you realize what happened today in this particular failure, you won't be able to rectify it. So consider the factors that you have control over. Take responsibility that, let's say a big thing happened and many people are involved in it, but look at what was in your control. Focus on that and take responsibility and own it up. So that brings us to 3 traits that we need to develop in order to deal with failure more effectively. The first one is growth mindset. I'm sure that most of you have heard about this concept of growth mindset. We generally believe that we have a set amount of abilities, and each of those abilities have a set level. We cannot go beyond our abilities, or this is the maximum we can reach and we cannot stretch it further, which is not the case. Research has shown that we have the ability to stretch our capability, and that's the reason we need to focus more on growth mindset, the idea of growth mindset, rather than fixed mindset. We need to shun this and accept this. And in a moment of failure, we need to remember this idea that we do have the ability to go beyond what we are today, and tomorrow, once we develop the skills, tomorrow we will be in a better position to be successful. The second is grit. Grit is something which is a combination of passion and perseverance. It's like stamina, right? So we keep telling ourselves, today I'm bored, today I'll procrastinate because I'm tired, and me tomorrow is going to be more energetic, less procrastinating, and less lazy, and everything less, right? And that's why I'm going to push on all the stuff for tomorrow. Rather than thinking like this, we need to tell ourselves that the person tomorrow is the enemy of the best self who is today, right? Tomorrow there is a possibility that I'm going to be lazy. Tomorrow there's a possibility that I'm going to be more procrastinating and letting go of my responsibility. So I better do it today and get done with it. And so if you've ever played a game, right, if you have ever played a sport, you know that stamina is a matter of practice, and you need to stretch yourself beyond your mental block, right? So we may feel that I can play badminton only up till cluster level, regional level. I'll never be able to play national level. It's just like a blockage in your head, right? So stamina and the capability that you have, the abilities that you have, you need to stretch it with passion and perseverance. Before I go on to the third trait, if ever you are faced with overthinking, or you're wondering how you could control your emotions, I have linked two ebooks on emotional resilience and the other on overthinking. You could download them. It's a complete detailed analysis of what overthinking is, of what emotional resilience is, how you could develop it, how you could assess yourself and develop these traits, and develop certain ways in which you can overcome them. And we've got a huge amount of feedback of how useful these two ebooks are. So don't forget to avail these two ebooks in the description box below. Moving ahead, we are at the third trait, which is psychological flexibility. So asking yourself, how adaptive are you? If there is a change in the plan, if you are going to a trip and the car person who is supposed to pick you doesn't arrive, if you had to take a flight and your flight gets delayed, and all your plans later are going to get delayed, and you're aware about that, how flexible, how adaptive are you to these situations, right? And if you are not, then you need to understand that you need to get more psychologically flexible, more adaptive to change, and that happens over a course of time. You need to develop these. So you could visit a counseling psychologist or a therapist to actually help you develop these traits. At the same time, understand what is not allowing you to develop them. What is it that is coming in the way? Both are important, and a root cause analysis of what's going on and taking control of it is more important. So a professional can really help you reach the root cause and take it out of your life in such a way that you would be more capable of dealing with similar situations in future. If you're dealing with failure and feeling stuck, if you're having certain questions about how to deal with failure, drop it in the comments below, and I'll be really happy to answer you and help you out. So in today's video, we looked at the biological effects of failure. We looked at how we need to recognize and accept emotions, not make failure personal. We also looked at it's important to take the right amount of responsibility. And we looked at certain traits, such as the first being developing a growth mindset, developing stamina, using passion and perseverance, and making sure that we become more psychologically flexible. So I hope you liked this video, and if you did, don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Thank you.